and welcome back to Oakley Hour and day 10 of our Firefly forest. It's so difficult for me to say. Today I am very much anticipating that we are going to finish this. So anyone who's watched any of them know that I've done modifications about the lighting switch, not the lighting itself. And that is how we're looking. I still really do like that green light at the back there. I think it makes quite a difference. And they are meant to be fireflies on the wall, and I think they look kind of very cute. Kind of look like bulbs, but you know they're meant to be fireflies, right? Okay, so the interesting thing is you don't really, other than this one light at the top here, you don't have that much up here, so it's going to be interesting. This will be definitely darker than this bottom bit, but we will see. Alrighty, so let's get the stuff. I'm still working out, by the way, how I'm gonna cover this in. So I put that fake bottom thing on just to help hold this in place. I'm thinking you make a drawer. If you're doing it properly, you'd make a drawer, and then your switchboard would go in that. So what I'm thinking is to pop this in the hole here, which is what you have for the model. So what you have is you have this piece, which is going to have your switching, which would go on top here. Underneath that is this skinny piece, which stays in here, so you know where it is. So what I'm thinking, I could do that. I could still do that. And I've covered up where that hole would be. So technically I could do that, and that might be the better option. That would probably be a better option. I will do that. You can go back in. So I wanted to have access to it, but I still don't want you to fall out every tip and turn, so I kind of just cut that bottom to fit. Right, let's talk. Well, gonna get me talking anyway, I guess. But time to start on this model. So first things first, we have a lot of papery elements to do today to really get this going. So, and we will see how everything turns out. So let's see. Get my book to hand. That's just telling me all about that. I'm on the wrong page right now. Yeah, definitely on the wrong page. Okay, it doesn't tell you to do the paper elements first, but I am going to do that. Let's see. It's actually a bit confusing. Okay. Alright, so all of them do have some sort of covering, or not. So this one will go on here, this one goes on here, this one goes on here, then you've got this one which does have one, and okay, so this one you're going to use for more stuff, basically. You're going to join these all together, I think, and this one, I think. But I don't like the placement of where it's going to be when it is ready, so what I'm going to do is get the paper elements on and then decide what we're doing. I might very well find a spot to put it elsewhere, and I will tell you why. Today, so this glue is definitely thick. I do have a new one of these, so I guess when I realised it was getting a bit lower, I'd already bought one. I thought I had one recently, but it has never been used, so that was the part that I did not realise. Okay, this one will go on here. So you'll see me do these paper elements many times. So for the speed of trying to get done on this video today, I'm probably not going to do them all, but I will come back and show you. This one just stays as is, so you're not doing anything else to that one. These ones you are, these make all butterfly wings. So let me get on with those and I will be back. Okay, those are all done, but I will say before I do this one, so with your butterflies, you just want to make sure that you have like a matching pair, so the shape of them are like a mirror image of each other before you put these on. Otherwise you're going to have some weird looking wings. And then just put them on here. You put that one on, which it says no, it really doesn't want to right now. And I'm not even sure that that's right myself. I think it was. So a little tricky to tell. No, I think it was. Anyway, and then you want to make sure that the other one is the same design. So like the pointy end in this case goes downwards. Of course it turned over, and then I'll get into the other smaller butterflies. But the same principle is that you get a reflective pair. Like so. So you've got a butterfly. Very cute it is too. Right, I'll get into the blue ones and then we'll be back. Some of these we're not going to use for a bit anyway, but it gets out of the way. Okay, so those are all on. So the I designed you that you wouldn't keep falling out. You're ignoring me. So the idea is that this big one will sit on this area, like trying to get it that the paper would be on the wrong side, so that's like this. And then those other things, this and this, will be behind it. So one would be there and one would be here behind it. The problem I have with this is that all that, did you see any of that? Let me do it again. So this would go here. Let me get my tweezers anyway. Okay, so let's start all that again. Alright, so this would go here, which you can already see what the problem would be. You would lose any vision on this side. You know, you're not going to see that pink flower at the back there. You're not going to see the little door underneath. You kind of lose all of that. And not only that, also you then have a branch behind it which goes like this, and the mushrooms this side of it. So I'll explain a bit better. So you would have the mushrooms then back here. So any view that you have of your model, I think you're gonna, it's gonna be very, very, I can show you even a picture here. So you lose any decoration you basically have done on this side. You won't be able to see it at all. So what's the point? So I'm going to try and find another use for those. So I'm not going to stick them together at this point. I'm just going to see what I can do. This one is different. This one goes on one of the walls. I'm not sure which one. I think it's this one. It goes on one of the walls like so. So that's quite straightforward. And the others could very well end up going there. Butterflies are different. They will go elsewhere. Right, let's get on with this top part. So I've done my playing around with my butterflies and goodness knows what else. So let's get the top of this done. Okay, it went on to wiring. Wasn't ready for that. So what they do first is get you to put on the one with the plastic, this piece with the plastic at the back here. So you'd have the plastic on the inside, I'm assuming. Is that the one that's going there? Oh. Yeah, the one with the transparent sheet goes on here. So this will go here. So we can do that. I don't know how well it's going to stay with not going to use wood glue, I'm going to use B7000, it's a bit quicker. Don't know how well it's going to be used, stay with us putting other things on there, but let's say it's wonderful. It's going to work just fine. This will go here with I'm putting a plastic sheet on the inside. You can feel one's on the one's on the inside and one's on the outside. I cannot get my angles right today, and I had that problem yesterday too. I worry about myself sometimes. Because it's B7000, it is quite quick, although put it on its side and let it take its time. Give it a few minutes. Alright, that should have taken enough. It's not set, but enough. So we're going to do these, just to the side, it'll be a bit easier. We're going to work on that side. Really mess with me. It's like it's back to front. That's what I want it to do. Anyway, alright, so these ones we had on our templates at the beginning, and we had not used, so hopefully you still have them. We will be putting this skinny one on the front here. What I don't like is this is the only decoration this model has at the front up here. All the rest are towards the back. So you want this piece here, and where is the other piece going? Ooh, hard to tell. Bum, 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 bum. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. I'm not 100% sure. Just trying to see if I can see it in the picture at all. Not sure that I can. Oh, I do. Okay, so it's this one is back here, like so, and this one is our lip, basically to stop it going down there. So I am going to get these in. This one, however, because it's quite a square edge, what I'm going to do is a bit like a hedge. Except I don't have scissors, and I've only ever tried one hedge. They wouldn't let me near the hedge trims after that. A bit like the kids' hairstyles, right? So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a angle so it's not quite so pointy, and it's not like you're going to put anything on it, so it's a little bit more of a gradual incline rather than a full incline. Something like so. I prefer that. Okay, let's get these stuck in. Keep hold of these in case we need them, but I don't think we need any more flaky bits. Again, can't remember the glue I used yesterday, but let's assume it's Beacon. I know it wasn't tacky. Tacky we found just soaked in. It wasn't good. Got a bit of pink fluff. And on this top here, it is really sparse. This is the only thing you put on this side, and this side has very little too. Like so, and then this one. So you just want to make sure you keep away from the edge here. You don't want anything going over that edge because it is going to be having a plastic sheet going all the way along. Should have done the same on this one, you know, at the back here. Giving it a little bit more shape. Okay. Right. So then they have a whole tray of stuff going on. They have bits and pieces basically going to go in here. I'm going to start, I think, with putting on the pink. Now again, they are not using that. I'm going to use the pink fluff. I have it. I can certainly keep it for other projects, but why won't I use a little bit on here? Give it a little bit more colour up top. Maybe they feel that you'd run out by then, and you don't use pink in that many places really. I know it's a lot of glue. I'm not going to be using that amount of glue. Not that amount of pink rather. And maybe even, no, that would be fine. Actually, I'll tell you what, I will put a bit down here. Put a bit more of that grass stuff, and again, we have it. I will be keeping some for another model. But first things first. Get some of this pink on. Oh, it's all going inside the model, of course it is. Probably why you don't do this sort of thing. So I'm just going to have a little sprinkling here and there. Then try and be a little bit more targeted with my green stuff. And this just give it extra texture. And then I have to give it a few minutes and turn the whole thing upside down to allow for the fact that I've just put snow all the way inside the model basically. Maybe I'll put a bit on there because there's quite a bit of pink there. Break it up a bit. And this they do not tell you to do. However, the next few things they do. Okay, so where's my B7000 gone? You might as well come back. So these, we start with some of, not those, not those, not those. Where are they? These. We start with a few of these, and these are going to go along the back here. You don't want them too high up. They can't go higher than our arch here. That is our roof area. So, and it's just saying about doing 2. And it says about 4, so about the amount I've got left. And these all pretty much go at this back corner here. So I'm going to get them in, let them dry a bit, and then I'll get them a trim so that they don't go over the edges. Need a little bit more pink around here. There. It's not doing the amount of pink that I wanted. It's okay, it's a bit of weird shape this one, doesn't really matter. But they are all towards the back. In that they're very tall plants. I'll put one over here this side, it doesn't say to. And this really is how you want to decorate it. String. Oops. Try not to get glue on your gloves. Or pink fluff. I've got loads of pink fluff on there right now. Then we are going to. It wants me to put one of these in, which I can certainly do. It looks like there's more than one. I have more than one. So what's one of them on this either side basically of this bush from what I can gather. So I'm going to put a whole one in. Again, watch that edge. And I have another one here. So I'm going to put that over the other side. I'm going to cut this one in half and put it in 2 places on the other side because I want to break up the sharpness of the angles. over here. We should have it the other way around then. And then I'll give it all a minute for it to dry and then clear it off a bit. Something like so. I have some, well, let me do the bits that they tell me to do. So they want this pinky flower, ready kind of pink stuff, just the end of it to be over here, not like that. Let's try and push it out that way. And the mushroom. I don't remember it. I had it. Definitely had it. Oh, there it is. This one it wants in front of all of this. Oh, I'm kind of inclined to put it a bit here where you can actually see it. Now I'm going off their idea, really. So I'm going to take a couple of these. This is probably why I never have much of the shrubbery over. I have always, quite often, a lot of stones, a lot of grass and stuff like that, but very rarely shrubbery. And this is probably why, because it's like, well, the model needs it. It doesn't normally do me a particularly poor surface either. So I'm going to pop that one there. And then we have loads of this red stuff over. Not ready to quite put that in yet. And we're going to be using stones as well on here. What I don't understand is why put this here if you're then going to leave it blank. Doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me. Okay, what else do we have? We have a little bit of purple we can use. These are just leaves. Except for, no, still just leaves. This one I might be able to get away with a little bit of pairing. It looks a lot right now, but when it may still look a lot by the time I'm done, to be honest with you. Who knows? A little bit of this. Then I'll get some stones in here and there, and let it dry and get it all shook off, and we will see how we're looking. I'll probably put some of this red here and there. I'll be back. Alright, so I've decorated very different to how they have. I'm just using up a few bits and pieces. Did a druid ring, fairy ring, however you want to view it. With some bits and pieces. I had a couple of doors, which I'm not sure that's meant to, over, one of which I put on this little tree here, and the other one I put on the side here. Now we're going to put in the piece of archway, which does not have plastic on the end here, but before I do, we have a plastic sheet going to go in, and I want to make sure that it's going to have somewhere to go. So I'm just going to run a blade down here, because what I want it to do is slot in between the wood and that top floor, and it's this plastic sheet here, just there. So I'm just going to make sure that it goes in all the way, so that when we come to do it, it won't be such a problem. So this side is looking pretty good. I think I'm okay with that. It's actually quite loose this side. It came up when I did it. And just making sure it's okay as far as I can, which isn't actually all the way to the edge, because that's there. Interesting. I wonder if I can poke it. Oh, I can. Okay, I'm going to do the same with the other edge. Get this end on, and I will be back. I have given all of this a shake. It looks very different to theirs. Theirs looks quite let's see, quite sparse in comparison. It was too sparse for me, so it's like, why would you have an attic and not show anything? So boink, boink, even this little bit. And I'm actually really happy with this. I like my little fairy ring. I think that's kind of cool. And just done some bits and pieces all over. And it's just using up the leftovers, and I've still got plenty of stones for another project, so I am good. Right, going to get this other side cut to make sure we can get down it. Or this one, I think, is the one we need to do. And get this on, not this, this on. And I will be back in a moment. Okay, it's not taken. So some of the other things I did, the mushroom that they wanted right in the front, which would block any view, I put here. And the ladder, I found a little spot for on top of the roof of that house underneath it and behind the tree, but kind of right in the middle. And I think that will work. Doesn't quite look like it's one to nowhere, but almost. Okay, next we are going to just going to put this in here, and I think we need to glue it. So like I say, this would not have taken yet. So I think we need to glue it, but I'm hoping that all we have to do is glue the ends and that it will stay in spot. Just a tiny bit at the top here, I can't get it in. Everywhere else it seems to be going. Sorry, I'm struggling there. Okay. Alright, so let's try that again. So what I'm trying to do is just get it in the slot down here, in between the two, which is also where I put glue to put it in the first place, and then get this in both sides, and then what I'll do is I'll get it glued in. Let me come back and show you. Okay, that's close-ish to what they want. So all I've done is I've put it in both sides. I have applied blobs, little dots of glue going along, in the hope that some might keep it. Just this far end here keeps popping out, but other than that, that's really the only one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and I'm using B7000, so remember, don't do this part if you still want to do some decoration, or you see lots of smears and stuff like that on your screening. Now's the time to make sure that that isn't going to affect your design here. So I'm just going to get around this side because we have a plant in the way. I actually, some reason in my infinite wisdom, thought the edging would be a bit further out than it is. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it a second. So it works pretty well for this side, just not this side so much. There we go. Give it a little push. Don't want to do it with glue on my hands though. And I haven't got any glue on the front side here yet. But I am getting glue on me. It's almost like if you put the plastic on this end one afterwards, it would have been a lot easier because you could have poked and prodded to make sure it was how you wanted it. I think we're close. I don't think it's home, but I think we're close. Okay, let me hold that. Alright, I think we're good enough. So what I'm going to do now is get some glue on this side and just hold that down as well. And then what we have is a piece that's going to go over. It doesn't touch the bottom, but it's meant to be somewhere around here. I don't want it to really be hindered by view, so I'm thinking, where's my little door I put in? Maybe here, maybe back here, maybe back here. I would do that afterwards. We could do that together. Alright, I'm back in one tick. Okay, get into the end now, guys. So, then what we're going to do is put a piece over here. I'm thinking just past my little door on this side that I know you can't see. Would work, and I might be able to press it, but it does touch at the bottom actually. Sorry, she's got a very chewy biscuit. It's the yak bars. If you microwave them afterwards, then they turn into like cheese puffs, is what it is described as. So there you go. I'm not going to put any glue on the top at all. Just going to hopefully join it with the wood at the bottom and let it do its thing. Oh, it's not going to reach that one, is it? Maybe, maybe, maybe. No, it's just a little bit too small for it. In which case, then that's not going to work. So I'll put a tiny bit of glue down the bottom on the insides instead. And I guess one on the top. Right, let's try that again. It's just a little too small for that. That's a shame, isn't it? And I'm sure I could get a tape measure out and measure it and make sure it's exact by the way, but yeah. Not how I roll if I don't need to. Alright, so that is done. Now we are back to this front. So we are meant to, this goes on the side. This was meant to go in the front, but it would have obscured it. Plus I ended up using the mushroom just up here. Looks okay there, I'm quite happy with that. So then what we have is the other ladybirds to do, which I don't need this glue. Get the wood glue for that, I think. Let's see where they want them. Hopefully not inside, because that would be messed up right now. Okay, let's decorate. Let's get into the drawer. You have to make a drawer to put your electrics in. Obviously, I'm special in that regards because mine didn't work. Then we need to put the purple butterfly up here. I was going to do wood glue, wasn't I? So it is very crunchy, isn't it? I am going with you. It's a very crunchy treat. And who doesn't like a very crunchy cheese puff? Okay. so. Which makes me think what I'd like to do, I think, is put it together but have it at a slight angle so it looks like it's. I think I'm going to do that instead of putting it on there for the moment. Wait, come off. Okay, get that glue off. I think I want to put these at a slight angle, so I am going to go back to my B7000 because it dries quite quick. And just do 2 angles from each other. Find things to prop. And that one will go on the front. Something like that. That's going to go on the side. Let's put that on the side while we're waiting. Paper's riding up on here. And there might just be some pieces we don't end up using. I can see that. We don't need anywhere near that amount of wood glue on this piece. You roughly want it in the centre here. Have a quick look. Well, rather than being very crooked. Something like so. You can see that getting knocked off, by the way. Then, where do they want these butterflies? So they want the purple one up there. Okay. They want the blue one on the corner piece, which is not going to be there. And where's the other blue one going? Oh, on here. Okay, not sure I like that idea either. Okay, it should be fine now. So maybe we can put it. It'd be cool if I could float it, wouldn't it? I'm thinking, can I do that? Didn't work well at all, did it? Maybe I should have left it a bit longer. Sorry. It is noisy. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is we are going to try and get one of the blue ones kind of on the top, like on here, so it almost looks like it's hanging from the ceiling. If I can get the lid in my wood glue, because I don't really need that now. Made such a mess, there's crumbs all over the floor. I cannot get the lid in my tin, bear with me. Okay, while we're waiting for those butterflies to just join together a little bit, I'm going to pop this front on, or fake front for me. Normally you wouldn't be gluing this on it, you just press it against it. But as you know, I won't be able to access my lights from any other way than the bottom. rest before I do the next model. I have to sort out my wood glue too. Get a new B7000. Get a new beacon. She's had a little treat now, just letting me know. Funny girl. Oh, didn't want to stay at all. Maybe I should go around here. As long as it covers up the hole. It'd be nice to get it reasonably straight, but if it's not, it's... Well, I was going to say it's not the end of the world, it's pretty yucky. Alright, I'll be back when this has had a moment and we can put these in place. Okay, so... Right, where they wanted you to put the butterflies was one on the decoration, the big decoration here, which included that big mushroom. One on here, where I do have one, and the other one on this piece of decoration over here, which I did not do. Needs a bit of sticking down, doesn't it? Okay, so this is what I did though. I put one up here. I need to seal this back piece, it's a bit wobbly. Put one up here inside, just on a little tree there. One over here, and the other one I put on actually was here to hide the fact that I don't have that button. So let's have a look where we are. How cute is that? Let me zoom out. Okay, and that is how we are looking. I think that absolutely looks delightful. Can't wait to see it at night. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. And through the ceiling, let's see what we have. It looks like this. And I'm so pleased also I gave it a little bit more decor at the top here compared to what it was. Love my little fairy ring. Kind of think that's really cool down there. And the fact of adding the door and also the mushroom here. I'm really very happy about adding all of those. And I think that looks delightful as well. Need to sort out the back piece here. Maybe a firm up. I don't know. It's kind of like the plastic is a bit off in places, but not enough to worry too much about. But I think it is absolutely delightful. I really do like how it looks all around. You've got all that work we put in as well. And you can see it if you look carefully. The little table at the end, you can see quite well actually. And the... Not so much that unit, other than, remember there was a little, not a unit, but like a log thing, table at the back corner. Can't see that as much. You can see there's something on top of it though. Hold on. Alright, so, I can't remember where I even was. Anyway, that's what it looks with it light up. I think that green really does look great. I've shown that to you before, I know. The side looks good. I did find that there was a piece missing from this house back here, like out there. It should have gone underneath that roof, a little wooden piece. But I think everything looks really cool. Glad I put the ladder at the top there, like it's a way for the fairies to get up, even if it's probably a bit suicidal to do so. I mean, it's quite the drop if they fell off it, right? Okay, so what do we have next? I am doing a tiny little build that went on a post a little while ago. Never got to it, so it's a very quick build. Probably not going to colour it, although I know it doesn't have any colour. Just going to go with the flow on it and get that sorted, and then we will be on to whatever has been voted. So if you have not voted for the model that you prefer on the post, please do so, because I will be making a start on it in the next day or so. So take care of you. Any comments are very much appreciated. I do think it's a beautiful model. I'll obviously do a review, as I do with all my models, and a short at some point in time. Might be a few weeks away, you know, yeah, we'll see when it gets there. Take care of yourselves, guys. That's the most important thing. I look forward to seeing you for the next build. Take care. Bye bye now.